We got this show set up. Y'all give it up for Olivia Searcy.
Oh my God, you guys, this is incredible. Thank you for being here. Oh man, tonight is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little weird. As soon as we're done here, we're gonna pack this whole stage up and return everything to Amazon. We're gonna auction off these palm trees, because that is how you do a self-produced special in Pensacola. Am I right, guys? Yeah. All right, those of you that don't know me, my name is Olivia Searcy, and I know I look like I'm into astrology. I know. But to be honest with you guys, I don't really trust astrology because some parts of it say that people that have the same birthday have similar personalities. I'm gonna call bullshit on that because I have the same birthday as Hitler. Not a good one, is it? No. The only thing that we have in common is we're both white. We're both short. We both have a little bit of a mustache. There is one good thing about Hitler's birthday, and only one good thing. Do we know what it is? It's on 420, so I get free weed every year for my birthday. So I do like that. I do like that. It's the one good thing, right? The other day I was eating dinner in bed while smoking a bowl, as one does, right? And don't worry, it's Tempur-Pedic, so everything stayed in place. It's just like a table, but better, right? Very sturdy, like myself. So while I'm doing that, I looked down on my bed sheets and I saw what looked like a little piece of weed. And I was like, oh, I guess that fell out of my pipe. I better put it back in there and smoke it. And when I did that, I realized it was not weed. It was actually the top part of a piece of asparagus. And I kept smoking it because inflation, right? In case you guys are wondering, even when you smoke asparagus, still makes your pee smell weird. We have a scientist in the front row here. All right. Oh, man. So recently I was in Atlanta and I went to an aquarium by myself. And when I was there, that made me realize you really can't have a beautiful outing by yourself anymore these days without people thinking something's wrong with you or without looking like a creep. Like, it didn't help that my fly was down the entire time. And then I didn't realize until I was leaving. Like, I had 2 different people come up to me and ask if I was okay. I'm like, I'm good. I'm just trying to watch these beluga whales here. Mind your business. Man, I did watch the beluga whales for a long time. And we all know what beluga whales are, right? Yeah, just giant, white, uncircumcised penises just swimming around. Beautiful, right? And as I'm watching the whales, one of the employees was talking about a female whale. She's like, this female whale over here, she has a birthmark on her lower back in the shape of a 4-leaf clover. I was like, damn, that whale's kind of a skank. Thank you for getting that tramp stamp joke. I appreciate that. I don't know if y'all have heard this before, but apparently Generation Z is known as like the generation of people that have like no collective memory of 9/11 happening because they were just too young when it happened or happened right before they were born. Well, I feel like the generation of kids being born now, Generation Alpha, are going to be known as the ones that survived Plan B. Calling it now, you guys. That's what it's going to say in the next history book. Did y'all know that Plan B has a weight limit, by the way? I got to take 2. Who knew that birth control and rides at the fair had so much in common, right? Weird. I take Benadryl for pleasure. Yeah, some good stuff, isn't it? Woo! Fuck sleeping pills. Take some Benadryl. It's cheaper, right? It's the best sleep you'll ever get. Like, originally I would take Benadryl for the reason you're supposed to, for like allergies, but now I just kind of take it for anything. Like, if I have a headache, take a Benadryl. If my back hurts, pop a Benny. If the condom breaks, take 2 Benadryl. It's a different kind of Plan B, right? So I have ADHD or ADD. Honestly, I can't remember which one it is, or whatever one of my doctors said it was. If that helps you, help me remember which one it is. Yeah, I used to take Adderall for my ADHD, but I guess I was drinking too much on it, so my doctor cut me off. Whatever. I'll get it back. I talk about Adderall like it's an ex-boyfriend. It's like, I'll get him back, and I won't. But because I can't take Adderall, like I've been trying to like look for ways to cope with having ADHD naturally. So I've been doing some research on it, and like a lot of the same symptoms are there that have always been there, but there's some new ones too. So like you have anxiety, depression, you're unorganized, you're forgetful. And then I saw this new one on there that just said, takes risks while driving. Where did that one come from, right? But then I thought about it and I was like, I do be getting some road rage. Anyone else here get road rage? Yeah. See, like, I don't know if it's a short person thing or because I'm just so nice to people all the time. But when I'm in my car, that's my little bubble, you know? That's where I just let all the anger out. And like, I don't know if y'all do this, but anytime that somebody honks at me or cuts me off and I didn't do anything wrong, I'll just follow them around for a little bit. Y'all don't do that? Y'all don't follow people around if they piss you off? Come on, you guys, live a little. We already live in Florida. They're already making fun of us anyways. Come on, let's follow people home. Before y'all think I'm too crazy, I don't follow them for that long. It's just like 1 minute. Because once it gets close to being past a minute, I remind myself, I'm like, bitch, you are 5'2", and you have asthma, and you don't own a gun. What are you doing? Go home, avoid the danger. This is pretty embarrassing to admit, but I used to sleep with a male cheerleader. Give me your D. The foreplay was very weird, as you can imagine. You guys, I'm not talking about your stereotypical male cheerleader, you know, fit and flamboyant and all that. I'm talking about a Florida male cheerleader, y'all. Just alcoholic, redneck, drug addict. I mean, I'm kind of all those things too, but he was like full-blown Florida man, you know. I'd like to think I'm a little bit more mild than that. Like, I've only been kicked out of one bar, but I'm allowed back now. I've only done meth on once, but it was an accident. I thought it was something else. We've all been there, right? Basically, if you could picture Danny McBride in every single HBO series he's been in, that was the cheerleader I was sleeping with. All right, yeah, I got a type. It didn't really last long, though, because like we didn't have that much in common. Like, he could do a back handspring. I can't touch my toes. They're just too different, you know? Had a lot of weird relationships. I remember there was this one guy I was seeing, and we almost hooked up one night. But I was being really shy around him. And because of that, he asked me, he said, "What's the matter, girl? Is there something wrong with that landing strip?" That's so weird, right? Who says that? And what am I supposed to say back to that? Am I supposed to be like, "This is Flight 2069 contacting North Delta. We've appeared to reach our destination, but it seems to be an abandoned airport. The weeds and shrubs have taken over. It's overgrown. There's no landing strip in sight. We can't land our plane. Over." All right, any bush pilots in the house? Any bush pilots? No, nowhere? All right, they're never here. I'm just kidding, you guys. I shave down there. It's Florida. We have to. I'm pretty sure it's the law. Anytime that I do shave down there, though, like I feel like it looks a lot like when a child makes macaroni art for their parents. Right? Because it's just like, here you go. I worked really hard on it. It still looks like shit. I hope you like it and hang it on the fridge or whatever. It's not that good. Game of Thrones is one of my favorite shows. But you know, it has a lot of like unrealistic things in it, like magic and dragons and all that. But I think one of the most unrealistic things in Game of Thrones is that every woman on that show has the perfect pubic hair. Okay, girl, did you use a Valyrian steel sword to shave that pussy hair off? Or maybe you used like some medieval candle wax and poured it down there and just ripped it off? Dragon's breath. We get it, HBO. Everything needs to look perfect. Speaking of bushes, I don't have any political jokes. Yeah. But I did meet Jeb Bush one time. Please clap. And thank you if you remember that reference. I know it's an older one. But yeah, I got to meet Jeb Bush when I was in the 4th grade. It was for a class field trip. One of the kids in my class, one of their parents worked at the Capitol in Tallahassee, so we got to go meet Jeb Bush. And I just want to rewind real quick and say that I was the first one to get boobs in 4th grade because I was chubby, and that's how that works sometimes. And at that age, I refused to wear a bra. And our uniforms were these thin white t-shirts. On that day, our entire class got a picture with Jeb Bush. So a few days later, on the front page of the Pensacola News Journal, is little Olivia's 4th grade titties just shining through. And Jeb Bush is standing next to me in this picture with his arm around me. And we both have these big, dumb smiles on our face, because none of us have any idea what's going on here. I can guarantee he was not smiling that day he saw that in the paper, was he? No. No politician needs that for their reputation, do they? No, they do not. Not a good look. You guys, I'm pretty sure it's why he lost. And if that makes you happy, I did that. Please clap. I did buy a new bra recently, though. I did, finally, years later, at Lane Bryant. Yeah, because once you're past the age of 30 and you're a little chubby, you don't go to Victoria's Secret anymore, do you? No, that part of your life is fucking dead. You go to Lane Bryant now. That's where you go. For any of the confused people here that do not know what Lane Bryant is, sir, that's the heavy-duty bras. You know, it holds all of this in, all of this in, sometimes the stuff in the back. That's a woman's bra, brah. I feel like I'd explain to people sometimes what Lane Bryant is, because one time at a show, a guy in the front row was like, yeah, I know what Lane Bryant is. It's a furniture store. I was like, bitch, you just compared me to a couch. I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. When I was in middle school, I really wanted to get a thong, and my mom wouldn't let me. Understandable. I'm in middle school. I don't need a thong, right? But I wanted one so badly. So one day, I took a pair of regular underwear and a pair of scissors, and I just cut out the butt cheeks. I made my own thong, y'all. I even got some needle and thread, and I sewed up the sides of it to make it all nice and neat. Have y'all ever sewn anything by hand before? That shit takes a long time. I would get done with my schoolwork and then be like, all right, gotta go to my second job, gotta work on my thong. Too many hours into this, you guys. And like, I wouldn't even wear it out of the house. I would just like wait till my family went to sleep. And I'd be in my room with like a candle lit and just like look at myself in the mirror and be like, damn girl, you look good in that thong. So I did that like every night for like 2 months, whatever. And then I'd always, you know, put it in my little hiding spot in my dresser drawer. And then one night I went to go do my routine of putting my thong on. And that shit was gone. And I'm not gonna ask my parents about it. Fuck that. That's going to my grave. They probably threw it away, just this Frankenstein craft thing that I made. Man, I am really bad about throwing underwear, though, away. Like, I have super ancient underwear. Like, I always used to buy lacy underwear, but now I've gained weight. So, like, lacy underwear just starts to stretch out and makes holes everywhere. Like, one time, I remember my sister walked in on me when I was changing, and she's like, is that cheetah print? Nah, girl, that is my bare ass shining through like a constellation. I used to wear choker necklaces a lot. We all know what those are, right? Tight necklaces around the neck. All right. So I used to wear choker necklaces all the time, but I don't wear them so much anymore because one of the last times that I wore a choker necklace, I was talking to this cute guy at a bar one night, and I sneezed so hard that it broke off my neck. It popped right off, you guys. I felt like She-Hulk. You gotta find yourself a girl like Olivia, nice and strong. So I've always lived here in Pensacola. And Pensacola and like the Panhandle in general is like a really weird place, isn't it? Like it's kind of trashy, but we have this beautiful beach right in the Gulf of Mexico. And then we have a lot of military bases here. So when you hear a loud explosion at night, like you don't know if it's SpaceX doing a splashdown, you don't know if it's like the Air Force Base testing bombs, or if the meth lab just exploded. It all sounds the same. But in the end, it's probably aliens, right? Because I've always lived on the beach, I've always had a lot of friends tan topless. But I've never done that before because I've always been really insecure. Like I can come up here and tell strangers weird stuff about myself, but I can't tan topless for some reason. We're working on it. But I asked one of my friends that tans topless all the time. I was like, well, hey girl, how do you keep your nipples from getting sunburnt? Because that's not a weird question, right? And she's like, oh, that's easy. I just lay quarters on top of them. It's like, well, congratulations, you have the perfect tits. I'm sorry, I don't have any coffee filters on me right now. So I guess I can't join you. Maybe if I'm feeling up to it, I'll jump in the Gulf of Mexico and get some sand dollars, but let's be honest, you guys, I'm too lazy for that. All right, big nip energy, where we at? Anyone? Big nip energy. Okay, that's more than normal. I can't tell if y'all are being honest or not. You guys, I don't actually have big nipples. I just want y'all to like me. I don't know if that's the right way to go about doing it. Oh well. I've worked a lot of different jobs over the years, not because I got fired, I just like different experiences. Like I used to be a nanny. I worked at a lot of grocery stores. I worked at an antique mall. I was a line cook at a bunch of different restaurants. And if you ever want to know why your food is so salty when you go out to eat, it's because we're crying in it. It's not an easy job. I also used to work at a drive-through liquor store. Would not recommend that one. And I'm not saying that men that drink Fireball hate women, but they fucking hate me. Something about this face just makes you want to throw change at it, you know? Quarters are just ruining my life. I think the weirdest job that I worked, though, was I was a bartender at a swingers club in the basement of a Days Inn lobby. Some of y'all look familiar. Yeah, it's a very weird sentence, isn't it? It was a very weird job, you guys. This was such a shitty bar. Nobody wanted to work there. But we had a comedy night there once a week, so I was like, whatever. I'm here all the time anyways. I'll work there. And like, no one trained me. I had no idea how to make any drinks. Like, anytime anybody asked for martini, I'd be like, here's some room temperature vodka in a plastic cup. That does sound good. Terrible bartender, right? It's not how you make a martini. And like eventually after a while, I did have to learn how to make some drinks. And one of the first drinks I learned how to make was called the panty dropper. Have we heard of it? Okay, so at the time I had never heard of it. I'm like, why is it called the panty dropper? And I looked up the ingredients and it's got vodka, rum, Red Bull, milk, hot sauce. I'm like, is it called the panty dropper because it makes you shit your pants? Sounds about right to me. I think the most awkward thing that happened at the swingers bar, though, is one time I had to break up a pussy eating contest that was happening on the bar. Boy, did I feel like a prude ruining their good time. Yeah, pretty sure half of them hate me. I had to be like, hey, cut that out, that's where I eat. On my lunch break. This is messed up. It had me thinking about how well I've been wiping down those counters every night, you know? I went to go visit one of my friends as a bartender, and At one point, she randomly mentioned, she was like, yeah, my vagina just keeps getting fatter. I don't know what to do. She's like, it keeps getting fatter, it won't stop. Like, it just keeps getting fatter. And I didn't know how to respond to that, but also, in that moment, all I could think about was her talking to her vagina like it's a dog. Right? It's just like, stay, don't move, no, stay. Good girl. I'll be back later to pet you and give you a treat. I can tell I'm getting older because I finally started using my back massager for the reason it was initially intended to be used. And in the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that. I don't know if anyone here has ever had anyone walk in on them while they were having an intimate moment with themselves. That happened to me one time. One of my roommates walked in on me, and I was under the bed sheets though when it happened, so I felt like I had a little time to improvise, if you know what I'm saying. So I just started rolling around. I was pretending I was having a bad dream. I was like, oh, you scared me. Like, what's the matter? I was like, I was having a nightmare. So y'all can take that home and use it. You're welcome. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm pretty good at guessing what everyone's first sex toy was. Just a little gift that God gave me. So let me just read the energy in the room here real quick. Getting a real strong energy from over here. I can't quite put my finger in it. I mean on it. We'll come back to you. Come back to you. Let's see. You. Electric toothbrush. You. Body pillow. Extra large Sharpie pen. You. I know what it is now. Between the couch cushions. Like I said, it's a gift, you guys. It is a gift. Thank you. Does anyone remember, like, actually going into a store and buying a sex toy, not just fucking things you found around your house? I remember the first time that I went to a sex store, it was when I was in college, and it was me and my two roommates. And for all three of us, it was all of our first times buying one. And it's such an awkward moment when you get home from a shopping experience like that. Because we're all walking to our different bedrooms with our blackout bags. Just like, well, good night. We're all going straight to bed. No. What's really happening is it's three girls using their new toys at the same time, 5 feet away from each other in different bedrooms, right? You hear this buzzing noise in sync. It's like, did the AC just kick on? What's that? What's that noise? It's the vibrators. Do y'all remember that really bad earthquake that happened in 2013? It was on the news. Do you remember that? Well, that was not an earthquake. That was me and my roommates. That's what I'm getting at with that. Speaking of sex toys, is anyone else here afraid of the robot apocalypse? Where are my people at? Yeah, okay, all right, it's coming. So like, one night I got really high and I binge watched Black Mirror on Netflix. And my mind has not been the same since. Like years ago, before I knew like what like technology was capable of, if Siri messed up on like GPS directions on my phone, I'd be like, fuck you, you fucking bitch, and just slam my phone down. A little aggressive, I know. But now that I'm more aware of what AI can do, our technology can do, anytime Siri messes up on directions, I'm just like, it's okay, girl. You're trying your best. We'll try again later. It's okay. Don't kill me in 5 years when you take over. I do have a lot of anxiety. I've always been this way. And you know, every once in a while, like I have a panic attack. And one of the last times I had a really bad panic attack, I went onto YouTube and I typed in music for anxiety. And that shit gave me a commercial. Are you kidding me? I feel like I'm about to kill myself and you give me a commercial? Trying to sell me jeans? Trying to sell me jeans. Do y'all know how hard it is for short, fat girls to find jeans? It's impossible. There are are so many times where I've ordered jeans online and I ended up just getting children's pants on accident. But then I'm such a piece of shit that I forget to return it in time. So I just have all these children's pants all over the floor in my house. And then when I would have guys over there like, what's happening? Where are the children? I thought you didn't have kids. It's not a good look. Not a good look. I don't know if y'all have heard this before, but apparently if you force yourself to smile, you can trick yourself into thinking you're actually happy. So I want all of you to picture yourselves sitting in a room by yourself doing this. So fucking happy right now. You know, it makes you look and feel like a psychopath, right? And just imagine using that technique out in public. People are gonna be like, oh my God, does Olivia have a gun on her? Something doesn't look right. Something's off. There's another technique I've heard you can use for anxiety. Apparently, if you go into like a secluded place, like a bathroom stall, and you just hold your hands above your head like this. Yeah, just act like you're being held at gunpoint. Sounds relaxing. Who came up with these? I was single for 6 years until recently. Now it's 7. But you know what? I do feel like a lot of these guys in the past are missing out on dating me because I took pottery classes for a long time. Okay, we have a few artists in the house here that know what I'm talking about. For any people here that are not familiar with pottery, let me just show y'all the first step of making a pot in the wheel. You guys ready? All right. Couch cushions, going back to you. Smush it down, bring it back up over and over again. It's just clay, people. It's just clay. It's not a real dick, don't worry. Everyone in here with a dick right now is terrified. Very strong arms, fellas. Because that's what y'all want? I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I really was single for a long time. I am dating someone now, and he's a comedian. And that's the appropriate response. Yeah, we're a little toxic, you guys. Like, I know a lot of people compare doing comedy to free therapy. That makes sense, right? Just coming up here and saying a bunch of weird stuff, just getting it off our chest. But I feel like if you're a comedian dating a comedian, it's a lot like free couples therapy. Because my boyfriend and I, when we have issues with each other, we don't talk to each other about it, no. We come up here and we talk shit about each other. And that's how we find out if one of us is mad at the other one. Or we just say embarrassing things about each other before one of us can come up here and say something self-deprecating. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but my boyfriend, he has, an all naturally bleached asshole. Needs no maintenance. It's just already the same color as the rest of his skin. So when I'm trashed and I'm trying to go down and lick his booty hole, I can't find it. I need a headlamp. I feel like a newborn baby trying to find its mother's nipple, but it's not dark enough, and I'm just like, where is it? I can't find it. Wow. Look, I know that eating ass jokes are overdone in the comedy world. I know that. But I just feel like mine stands out, you know? Unlike my boyfriend's asshole. All right. Thank you for that. I gotta be honest, that is an old joke. I do not like eating ass. My boyfriend and I, we've been together for a while now. And I just feel like if you've been with someone long enough to where you know what they sound like on the toilet, no, I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna put my mouth on that. Also, I have a terrible immune system. I'm not gonna go out of my way to make myself sick, people. No, thank you. It's not gonna happen. My boyfriend has kids. Terrible segue. His kids are cool and all, but if you ever want to have your feelings hurt, have a child make a Sims character of you. Yeah, that shit sucks. My boyfriend's 10-year-old, he has Sims on his Xbox, and he wanted to make a character of me. And he even let me choose my own body type for my character. And I was realistic. I chose one similar to what I look like, a curvier one, because I'm confident with my body. But after I got done making it, he was like, I think we're gonna need the bigger one, actually. Fuck him. This is how evil stepmothers are made, you guys. It's where it all begins. It's where it all begins. I am a size 0 at Torrid. Torrid is a plus-size women's store, for anyone that didn't know that. So my boyfriend asked me one day, and he's being completely serious. He's like, so do the gift cards at Torrid, are they bigger than normal gift cards? And he was being completely serious when asking that. And no, they're not bigger, but they should be. That's a great idea, isn't it? Has anyone here ever thought that they had diabetes, but it just ended up being athlete's foot? Yeah, me neither. Who's that happened to? Not me. Okay. Yeah. I bought a bunch of lean cuisines as I'm trying to eat healthier. But I ate all 10 of them one day. I don't think I'm doing it right. I have tried a lot of different diets over the years, and one of the ones I've done the most is the low-carb diet. That's a big one, right? No bread, no pasta. But one of the last times that I did the low-carb diet, I was hanging out with a friend at his house, and he takes his shirt off, and he has a tattoo of a bowl of mac and cheese on his chest. So I slept with him. Come on, you guys, I was craving carbs. Throw me a bone. Or a loaf of bread. That's what I really want, let's be honest. Also, in that moment when we were hooking up, at one point we were facing each other, and he grabs my face, and he makes me motorboat his chest. As if I'm eating the bowl of mac and cheese, people. It's like, wow, so romantic. Thank you for that. And you know what? I was hungry, but you didn't have to rub it in my face, you know? So being a comedian, you know, I do get harassed online a lot when I post videos. And one time I posted this video, and some guy commented, "Florida trash." And he's right, but still, it was rude. So I went to go look at his Instagram, as we do, and he's just some guy in his late 30s on a scooter. No friends, no family, just him on a scooter, you guys. And it's not even an electric scooter, it's an acoustic scooter. So he's just a fucking loser, is what I'm trying to say. So I went to go respond to his rude comment by saying, he was a scooter boy. The never got cooter boy. He wasn't good enough for puss. And I hate saying that last word, but it goes with the Avril Lavigne parody Skater Boy. All right, do we remember the lyrics? He was a scooter boy. The never got cooter boy. He wasn't good enough for... Thank you, I did not want to have to say it again. Okay. You guys, he lost his shit when he saw that, okay? Like, I woke up very hungover the next morning, because obviously I would not post that sober. I did that when I was drunk. And he went back to pictures of me from like 10 years ago and was just like, you're fat, you're fucking fat. I'm like, all right, we get it. He's like, I bet you haven't seen your pussy in years. I was like, damn it, he's right. But I think the thing that annoyed me the most about him, though, is like, he didn't like have his real name or anything, or like where he was from, so I had no idea of knowing like who he was, where he was from. But after doing some digging, as we do, right, I found his ass. And guess what his real name was? McKeichel. This motherfucker's name's McKeichel. And I also saw that he has a son named Tyndall. How are you gonna make fun of other people when you have a son whose name sounds like an Amish dating app? And you sound like someone that uses it. You guys, I do hope that I run into him one day, though. I do. You know, just him on a scooter, me in my car. I did mention that I get road rage. Speaking of creeps, I've had a lot of break-ins in my neighborhood lately, and that kind of freaks me out because I'm home alone a lot, and I should probably stop saying that out loud, but it's too late. And after hearing about these break-ins, I went to go lock my front door one night, and my front door is all glass. And when I went to go lock it, I saw a face print on the glass. And I was like, oh my God, it's them. They've been scoping out my house. I'm next. I'm gonna get robbed soon. But then I was like, wait a minute, I came home drunk the other night and fell face first into the door. That's my face print. No one's trying to rob me. I'm just a mess, you guys. And like, I thought about it. I was like, even if anybody was like spying on me, if they saw the weird shit that I do when I'm home alone, they'd be like, all right, we're going to the next house. Fuck this. Just for example, like the other day, I was just really high and just screaming the Star Spangled Banner at the top of my lungs while sitting on the toilet. And that made me question my mental stability. And also, halfway through, I forgot the lyrics. And that made me question my patriotism. I think I still did better than Fergie, though, right? Yeah. I really did have a stalker, though, a couple years ago. It was an online stalker. It still counts. And, yeah, I was being stalked by a registered sex offender, and I had no idea this was happening until it was on the news and I had people contact me. And I was like, well, that's weird. Why is a registered sex offender, stalking me? Because at the time I was 27. And, I went and looked up the other girls that he was stalking. There was like 8 of us total. And we are all short brunettes. Because he has a type. Which unfortunately, he's pretending we're all kids, so that's very messed up. And it's very weird, right? That's a very creepy thing to happen. And I was definitely freaked out by it. But part of me was like, I was on TV! And I have a new fan! And he thinks I look young, so it's not that bad, you guys. I'm all right with it. I was born and raised Catholic. That makes no sense at all after everything I've said, but I haven't been to church in a very long time. However, I was a bridesmaid in a Catholic wedding not too long ago, and it's at the same church that I used to go to, and the same priest was there from when I was a kid. And in this wedding, we had the option to do communion, so I go up to do communion, and when I get up there, my priest is looking at me like, bitch, what are you doing here? It's been 13 years. And I'm looking at him like, this is an hour-and-a-half long wedding. I need a snack, okay? Don't judge me, Father Sean. You got a DUI last year. Stay in your lane. Literally, stay in your lane, dude. One eye open, whatever you gotta do. We've all been there, right? My parents used to be worried about the idea of me drinking and driving. But now that I'm a loser in my 30s, they're more so worried about me driving and playing Pokemon Go. There are other parents that are worried about me driving and playing Pokemon Go. And that's because now I'm just driving very slowly around parks. I have to be like, hey, this is not to catch a predator, okay? I'm just trying to catch a shiny Snorlax. Everyone calm down. It does not help that I have a white van with tinted windows. Not a good look, you guys. Not a good look. I used to hang out at this bar called the Azalea. Are we familiar with the Azalea? Yeah. Back when I used to drink all the time. And I was banned from there for a little bit, but I'm allowed back now. It's fine. But one night I was hanging out there, and I was having a bad night, and I was drinking alone. That's where it all begins. And as I'm leaving, I go out to the parking lot, and there's just me and one other lady out there, and she is blackout drunk. And she's got one titty hanging out. And she squeezes it. And I just see this 8-foot stream of breast milk shoot across 2 cars. I was like, oh my God, is that Spider-Man? No, it's breast milk. Because I do comedy, I'm kind of a night owl. I never usually wake up early, but recently I did wake up at 9 o'clock, which is very early for me. So I was like, what do I do with all this free time that I have? So I went and sang karaoke in my living room by myself, as one does. And as I'm singing Changes by Ozzy Osbourne, the window right next to my TV, I saw this guy from the local energy company turning my gas off. And before I could hide behind the couch, we made eye contact. And I can't imagine what's going through his head. It definitely isn't, damn, she's got her priorities straight. You got time to sing karaoke at 9 in the morning, but you don't have time to pay your gas bill, you piece of shit. I'm a little bit of a pack rat, and right over here I have all of these second place ribbons. Look at all these. Look at all these second place ribbons. From when I was on the swim team in middle school. So when most people at my house see these, they're like, oh wow, second place, you must have been really good. No, what really happened was there was only 2 people on the swim team. It was me and some tall-ass dude that was held back a few years. So yeah, technically I was getting last place every time. So if anyone's ever thought that I'm in competition with them, don't worry, I'm not. I'm used to being second place. I have literally trained for it, you know? I was going through some stuff, trying to get rid of it, and I almost got rid of my college cap and gown. My mom was like, oh, no, you might want to keep it. I'm like, why would I want to keep it? She's like, you might want to use it for a Halloween costume one year. Oh, yeah, isn't it spooky how I spent all that money on a college degree that I never used, and now I'm up here talking about big nipples and sleeping with the guys that don't like me? Scary stuff, people. Scary stuff. Man, I do love Halloween, though. I love dressing up, but like, every year I always have the worst luck with my costumes. No matter what I dress up as, people always think that I'm something else. So let's see, like, a few years ago, I was Charlie Chaplin. Everyone thought I was Hitler. The year after that, I was Planet Earth. So I was dressed up as a globe. I had a little headband with a moon on top of it. Everyone thought it was a golf course. I did look like a golf course. I can see why they got that wrong. The year after that, I was a robot. So I painted half my face like a robot. But then I got sweaty at this party and everyone thought I was Braveheart. The year after that, do we remember Kristen Wiig's character Judice from SNL? With the big forehead and the baby hands? Dude, I had to break the arms off a baby doll to make that costume. That does not make you feel good about yourself. So I was her one year, and everyone thought I was Benjamin Franklin. Not even close. And then last year I went as a lunch lady. And everyone actually thought I was a lunch lady. I was like, damn, I know I got the build and the attitude for it, but damn, this sucks. I know I keep bringing up my mom a lot, but it's because we're really close. We go way back. We were so close. One time she bought me a glass dildo as a gift. Let me explain. Okay. It was one of those really fancy glass dildos that was, hand blown, no pun intended, with all the different colors and patterns in it. And she just thought it was a beautiful glass sculpture. That I could put in my apartment, to show all my friends. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Kathy. My apartment looks like a crack den. Let's just slap a dildo on the mantle. That's really gonna tie the room together. Thank you, Kathy. So when she gave it to me, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at this glass dildo on the table, and I was like, oh my God, that's a dildo that my mom just gave me. What do I do? And she's like, so, do you like it? It's expensive. It's from the Grand Canyon. Looks like someone put it in my Grand Canyon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. It's not that big, you guys. It's not that big. So anyways, then our server walks up to take her drink order, because we're at lunch, by the way, when this was happening. And our server knew what it was, because she's like, oh man, I'll come back at a better time. I guess I should be thankful that she gave it to me like at lunch, and not at Christmas. Where I have the whole family hovering around me like, oh, what did Olivia get this year? Oh, look, a glass dildo. How did Santa know I wasn't getting laid again? He always knows. He always knows. So, a couple years ago, my grandpa passed away, and it was really sad. It was all of a sudden, and we were really close, and thanks for laughing, Janet. It's not even at the funny part, but thank you. So yeah, a couple years ago, my grandfather passed away, and it was really sad. We were really close. He was a really great man, and when he was in the hospital, right before he passed away, I kept, texting my mom, asking for updates on how he was doing. And this is one of the last text messages she sent me before he passed away. She said, "No improvement. He's been sleeping most of the day, still very weak. They took the catheter out yesterday, hoping he would pee on his own, but was unsuccessful. They've inserted one this morning, and because he's uncircumcised, that nurse had a difficult time with the foreskin. Sorry for the unpleasant, elaborate detail, but that is what's happening. Also, his urine is dark, the color of bourbon." What the fuck is wrong with this bitch? Pawpaw's dying. I don't want my last memories to be this giant white beluga whale. He's gone now, and because of her, that's all I can think about when I think about Pawpaw. It's not fair. So anyways, at the funeral, saw my mom there, of course. And I was like, "Hey, what was up with that text message?" She's like, "Oh, which one?" "The one about Papa's uncircumcised dick? Which other one is there?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was drinking when I sent that." Well, I hope it wasn't bourbon, Kathy, because that would be very disturbing. You guys, that's my set. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Y'all, keep it going for Barnes & Co., the Jackson's Film Crew, the Gordon Theater. I love all of you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.